everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are doing one of my t-shirt yarn projects which I have designed for the t-shirt yarnshop.co.uk, and we are using the hashtag jollygoodyarn so you can actually, post your pictures or projects on there and it collates all the pictures there. Not only that, it is also the name of the t-shirt yarn the t-shirt yarn shop sells. It's their own brand t-shirt yarn. So this kit is for the nesting baskets that I have designed, and when you buy the kit I will receive a small percentage of the price that you pay, because obviously that's my arrangement with the t-shirt yarn shop. So I have designed this for them and I'm promoting these projects for them as they are for me as well. So this kit is 3 nesting baskets and they are called Alyce. I'm trying to come up with nice names for them. So as you can see, there's 3 baskets that you will be able to make using these 2 bobbins. So these are 2 big bobbins that are in the kit, and you also have your hook that you will need for these baskets, and in the pattern it will tell you exactly how to make all 3 the baskets. So you will have the small, the medium and the large. There are quite a few new stitches in here, so there's quite a little bit to read on this side, so please do read that. And please note that I have written this in UK terminology, so it is important that you remember that, because otherwise you might get confused. You can also see it on the little icon I post on the side of this video here. So in this video I will be making the small basket for you that will give you all the tips and tricks you need to be able to make the other 2 baskets mentioned in the pattern. To get started, we are going to do a magic circle. So we are putting our yarn in our hand like this. I roll it round my fingers like this. I go under this strand here. I pull up the back strand to come through and make a little loop. Then I go back to the back strand and I do a chain. We are now ready to start working into the circle, so make sure you go over both loops, and we are going to do double crochets. So a double crochet is insert, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and we are doing 5 double crochets. That chain counts as our 6th one. So I have now done 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, and the chain is a 6th one. So I am now going to pull my end of my magic circle, and I am ready to do a special slip stitch. That means I'm going to take my hook out of my loop. I'm going to reinsert it from the back to the front into that first V that we've got there. I'm going to loop it round my hook and I am going to pull it through. This now has made a nice little circle, and that's the start of our circular base plate. So we are now ready to do round 2. Chain 1 plus. So we are going to chain 1, and then just underneath here, slightly to the right, we are going to go into the stitch to come out on the other side, so not under the V but just underneath it, and we are going to pull up a loop like so. Then we are going to take out our hook, reinsert it from the front, and we are going to bring the back loop through the front loop. Now this is what we call a fake stitch, but it is like we in normal crochet do, it's doing our chain. Okay, so this is the start of our round. We are now going to disregard this one, and we are going to deal with that at the end of the round. And now we are going to look at the other stitches, and we are going to do 2 check mark double crochets in each stitch around. So a check mark double crochet, if you push open this stitch here, you will see that right underneath where the 2 V's meet, there are 2 posts. This is where you are going to insert. You come out the other end with the 3rd loop here and the 2 other posts on either side of your hook. You yarn over and you pull through and you do a double crochet. So same thing again, into the same stitch you are going to insert in that place and do your double crochet. Next, again, in that place where those 2 V's meet, underneath there are 2 posts there, and that's where you are going to go in, and you come out. Sometimes you need to give it a hand because obviously your t-shirt yarn might be lying over each other. There we go. And you are going to bring up a loop and then do your double crochet. These are called check mark double crochets because they serve a certain purpose of making sure that there are no holes in our base plate. So I'm going to continue like this, and I will see you at the end here where we are going to put a 2nd stitch into that same place where we did the fake stitch. I have now come to the end of my round. I've done 2 check mark double crochets in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations. The 6th location is where we did that fake stitch. Just insert there, pull up a loop and do your double crochet. So now we are ready to do the special slip stitch. So you take out your hook, insert from the back, loop over and pull back. And by doing this, you are going to have no seam visible where we changed rounds. We are now ready to start round 3. So chain 1 plus, chain 1, and then we are going to go and insert into that sort of stitch slightly to the right, but underneath where we do the chain. We bring up the loop, we take out our hook, we go back in it from the front, and we bring the back loop through the front one. We are now ready to start our stitches going round. So to the left we are going into the 1st stitch, and you come out again in between those 2 posts at the back. You yarn over, bring up a loop, and you do your double crochet, and in the 1st stitch you do 1, and in the 2nd stitch here you insert and you do 2 double crochets. So the 1st one and then the 2nd one in that same stitch. There we go. Okay, so this is the ratio that you are going to repeat. So the 1st stitch you do 1, the 2nd stitch you do 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. So at the end of the round you will have 18 stitches. I have now come to the end of my round. I have placed a 2nd check mark double crochet in with that 1st fake stitch that we did. We are now ready for the special slip stitch. So I take my hook out, I go under the 1st V of the round from the back, I loop over the hook and I pull back. Okay, so this is our base for our pot. This is the smallest one that we are making, so it is 18 stitches to go round. We need to make sure that we weave in the end, because once you've got your height, it's impossible to start weaving this end in. The way I weave in is I use a crochet hook number 4. I find that number 3 is too thin and it will bend. So 4 is the one that works. And I just go under any sort of strand here, and what I do is I pull this through whichever way I can, basically. Like so. And then I bring it through again around that same post, just to sort of make a little knot. And I do that a couple of times around some of the posts that I find that I can manage to get under. There we go. And you can do it again to make a little loop around that post, like so. Make sure you do it a little bit sort of hidden. I don't know whether that is possible, because of course you are going to be able to look into this pot, so you'll be able to see this. So maybe it would be a better idea to just go round. I mean, just depends on how tight your stitches are, really. So like so. So once you've done that for a few goes, I think you know, sometimes I just think, well, that's enough, I cut it off, but you might just keep going until it's all gone, or when you've had enough. I use my fabric scissors to cut off the t-shirt yarn. So there we go. So that's the end, and it's finished, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. We are now ready for round 4, and we are going to chain 1, and now we are going to do double crochets all around, no more increasing, but we are going to pick up the back loop and the third loop. So if you look at your V, the loop closest to you is the front loop, this is the back loop, and here that is the third loop. So what are we picking up? We are picking up the back loop and the third loop. Okay, so you are going to yarn over, bring up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. And that's how you're going to go around in each stitch around. So essentially you're doing 18 stitches. Okay, so I will see you at the end of the round. I have now come to the end of my round. I am going to do a special slip stitch, so I am taking my hook out of my loop, insert it from the back into that first V of the round, loop it round your hook, and we bring it to the back like so. We are now ready to start doing checkmark double crochets again, and we are going to start round 5 and 6. So this time we are doing 2 rounds and they are going to be identical. So chain 1 plus, chain 1, and then here you are going to go into that body of that stitch. You are going to come out and pull up a loop, then take your hook out, reinsert from the front, and do a stitch like so. So you bring the loop from the back to the front. Then we are going to go into the next stitch and we are doing checkmark double crochet. So that means you are going to insert into the body of the stitch in between those 2 posts. So insert there just underneath where that 2 V's meet, and you come out the other side in between the posts just like we did before, and you bring up a loop and you do your double crochet. So when you come to the end, you do your special slip stitch and then you start another row. So I will see you when you have done 2 rows. So I have now done my 2 rounds, so that means I am now 3 rounds high in my pot, and we are ready for round 7. So I've just done my special slip stitch and I am now ready for my chain 1 plus. So chain 1, and then the plus means going into here, taking it, coming out, there we go, out with your hooks, back through the front, and bring your back loop through the front loop like so. So this is our first stitch. We are now going to do another 4 checkmark double crochets, and you must now get ready with your second color as well, because we will need that in a moment. We are now ready for our second color, and we are going to use this to do the stitch, but to finish the stitch we're going to go back to our main color. So insert into where we normally insert for a checkmark double crochet, and we are going to bring up the dark blue, so bring up the second color, there we go, and we are going to finish the stitch with the main color. Now give it a little tug here and there, because obviously we've just started that, so we just need to make sure it's attached. Now we are going to do another 5 checkmark double crochets in the main color, but we are taking along the dark blue, and try and take along this one as well, so that we work in the ends as we go. So 1, and that's the second stitch. See, look, I am taking along my ends. I can see it here, obviously, but they are hidden in those 2 stitches there. So I'll see you when you've done another 3 stitches here. I have now done my 5 stitches in my main color, and once again it's time to do a stitch in the accent color. So I am going to insert, pull up the accent color, and straight away we are going to yarn over with the main color and make a stitch with the main color. Okay, again I'm going to do 5 stitches with my main color, taking with me my accent color. I have now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's my main color. I've got 1 stitch left, and in that stitch I am doing an accent color. There we go. So just pull that closed a little bit. There we are. Now we are going to leave this one dangling, just ignore that for now, and we are doing our special slip stitch. So take out your hook, insert from the back, loop it over and bring it back. And now we are going to do round 8, so chain 1 and plus, so we are going to go into this stitch here. See, sometimes your t-shirt yarn is actually in front of your hook, so just move it to the side, there we go, and it does come out. And you go bring that up, take out your hook and bring the back through the front loop, there we go, and we are ready to get started. Now this round is a round of double crochets, so check mark double crochets, 1 in each stitch in the main color, and you just leave this where it is. I will see you at the end of the round. I have done my round and I have done my special slip stitch, and as you can see we've got little accent stitches all around our pot. And as you can maybe also see, we've got a visitor here. This is my cat, and she's decided to join us. So next we are going to do more accent stitches, but we are going to offset them so they are in the middle of these two here. So we are starting round 9. So chain 1 plus, chain 1 plus into there. Bring up your loop, and take out your hook, reinsert, bring the back loop, bring the back loop through the front. Okay, so that's our first stitch. So now we are going to do another stitch in our main color, but we are already taking along this color here, so there will be a little line there on the inside, but it's not going to be that obvious. It's just we work it away by putting it in between our work there. Okay, so it's attached and it will just be that bit there. Next we are going to do the checkmark double crochet with the accent color. So pull the accent color through, like so, and straight away we are already using the main color again. So just give that accent color a little tug. Also that will sort of shorten that bit there. Yeah, that's okay. See, there we go. So next we are going to continue doing our stitches in our main color, and we need to do 5 stitches, 5 checkmark double crochets. There goes a cat. And we are taking along the accent color in our stitches so it's not visible on the other side. So I'm doing, this is my 3rd one, 4, and the 5th one here. There we go. And now we are ready for an accent stitch. So into the body of the stitch, pull up the accent color, and straight away we're already yarning over again with the main color. There we go. Okay, so we are now ready to start doing our main colored stitches again. So we are doing checkmark double crochets in the main color, and we will need to do 5 of them, and we are taking along the accent color in our stitches so it's hidden away. I will see you when you have done your 5 stitches. I have done my 5 stitches. Now we are once again ready for our accent stitch in the other color. There we go. And again, straight away we are ready to pull back with the main color. And then once again I am going to do stitches in the main color. So checkmark double crochets all the way to the end. And of course you are again taking with you your main color, your accent color. So there we are. So now I am going to do a special slip stitch. There we go. Pull it through, and we have finished our round. Now we are going to leave, once again, we are going to leave the accent color dangling, and we are going to do a row in the main color. So again, chain 1 plus, so this is row 10, chain 1 plus into there, pull up your loop from the front into it again and do that fake stitch. Then we do a round of checkmark double crochets all the way around. I will meet you at the end of the round. I have now finished the round in my main colour. I've done my special slip stitch and it says change to colour B. So I'm now going to go and work with my accent colour. So round 11, we are going to do a chain 1 plus. So chain 1 with the accent colour plus go into that stitch and bring up your accent colour. Pull up the loops and reinsert from the front, bringing your back loop through your front loop. There we go. Okay, and now we are going to do a whole round of checkmark double crochets in our accent color. Now like before, we are just going to leave our main color dangling. So just don't cut it off, but just leave it there. I will see you at the end of the round. So I have come to the end of my round in the accent colour checkmark double crochets, and for round 12 it says so at the end of round 11 it says change to colour A, so main colour again. So we are going to do our chain 1 in our main colour, then we are going to slip stitch all the way around on the outside of our stitches. So we need to bring this loop to the front. So you take your hook out, you go in to your stitch as you normally do, into that place where you place your checkmark double crochets. Then you pull through that loop, through the stitch, and we are in the location where we need to be. So then we are going to go into the body of the next stitch, just like we do before, but we are going to do slip stitches all the way around. So into the stitch, pull up a loop, and pull through the loop on your hook, or if it's easier, help it a little bit along. It's hard for me to do this on camera. It's easier if you can hold it closer to your body. There we go, like so. Okay, but don't pull too much on these stitches because they could potentially bring your pot in. So make sure you don't do that. So put them into the body of the stitch, bringing up a loop and pulling them through like so. So you go round all the way like this. I have gone round all the way. I have come to the end of my round here. I should be going in there and doing another slip stitch, but I'm not going to. I am going to just leave that for now. I'm going to cut off my cotton, cut off that colour as well, and now I am going to pull this through, and I'm going to do this one manually, which will make it a lot easier because we need to finish off, of course. So pull that one there. Now for this end here, this needs to go in there, but it needs to go to the back. So we're going to go from the back and we are going to pull it through like this to bring it in. And then all you need to do, it won't be easy, but you just need to try and with your crochet hook make these ends disappear, and then our pot will be finished. Look at that. I hope you found this video useful if you came here because you have already got the kit. The basket we have just made is part of a nesting basket set, and you will find the patterns for the other ones, the bigger ones, in the pattern which is included in the kit. So if you would like to buy the kit, please look at the details underneath the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!